Khabib Nurmagomedov recently stated that if he could change any rule in the UFC, it would be that there would be no rounds in the UFC. For any fight, there'd be 0 rounds. It would be just till someone gets finished. This dude is speaking absolute nonsense, and he makes 0 sense. This would be the dumbest thing that the UFC could ever do if they would ever do this. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down why this would be literally the dumbest decision the UFC could make. Okay, let's get right into the video. Starting off with a couple of reasons why this would be, like, awful. First of all, it'd be insanely boring fights. Everyone thinks that, oh, there'll be no rounds, it's gonna be insane, they're gonna be just going at it constantly, it's gonna be awesome. No, actually, this would be, like, probably the worst decision. It'd be such boring fights. It'd show, eventually, after, like, guys that haven't fought even 5 rounds, 25 minutes, they're gonna gas out. And if it goes longer than 25 minutes, it's gonna be so fucking boring because they're gonna be so fatigued and they're gonna be so gassed out. It's gonna lead to audience boredom because they're gonna be so tired they're barely doing anything. This will be so boring and it'll be a mistake, and everyone would realize this once they make that rule. It sounds insane, like, oh yeah, no breaks, but it'd be so boring, it's insane. Another thing is there'd be no strategic fighting. Like, it'd just be fighting. Like, no strategy. People are going to go in there and try to knock each other's heads off, try to submit each other right away. There's going to be no, like, strategic fighting. They're not going to go in there with a strategy. They're going to try to finish each other right away so they don't got to fight so long. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be like a freaking bar fight. It wouldn't be like the fights that we've been seeing lately. And, like, everyone, for example, in a street fight, those things last for, like, 15 seconds. And I get UFC fighters are in much better shape than guys that street fight. But you watch those. There's no rounds. There's no rules. They fight, but it gets boring as fuck because they get so tired and they're just throwing nothing. That's how a fight would be eventually in the UFC if there was no rounds. Another thing is there'd be no 1-minute breaks. There would be no tactical adjustments. If a guy's losing badly, he's not going to be able to take that 1-minute break to recover and go over to his corner and be like, their guys be like, okay, you need to do this, this, and this. There'd be none of that. It'd just be getting his ass kicked, and he never is going to learn until after the fight, and it's too late for that. You know what I mean? So it's stupid. They're not going to be able to talk to the coaches. It's just going in there and fucking fighting. And it sounds cool, but it really be stupid, and no one would like it, and I know that. Also, it's just less of a sport. This is a sport. Hands down, it's a sport. I get people say, yeah, fighting, you can't play fighting, and I get that. But it's still a sport. Straight up. It's a sport. You need rules. You need a rule set. You can't just go in there and fight. That's straight up, that should be illegal. You can't just go in there and fight for however long you want till you freaking almost murder the guy. There needs to be rounds and rules. And that's why it's smart that there's rules. You know what I mean? There's rounds. Like, you watch guys in the olden days, like, I remember Don Fry against that one, I don't even remember his name. It was this Japanese guy. They grabbed each other by the heads and just started hitting each other. Like, that's how it would be, bro. I know there'd be more strategy nowadays, but they get more gas. Like how those guys got gassed in the olden days, that's how they'd be nowadays. Obviously a little bit more strategy, but still getting gassed. You know what I mean? It's going to be too brutal as well. Like, way too brutal. It could end in major injuries for our fighters. If you let a guy go till it's over, like, that's really dangerous, guys. Like, fighting in like 30 minutes, they're going to be so fatigued that it's going to be an increased risk of them getting injured. You know what I mean? Like, just like, it's going to be way too brutal. It's not going to be a sport anymore. It's just going to be war. And it sounds great, like I've said in the past, but it's not going to be. It's way too brutal for being a sport. Like, I get fighting by itself is already brutal, but this will make it inhumane, in my opinion. Also, longevity of our fighters. Like, our fighters won't be able to do this for as long as they are able to do it if they go in there and give it their all and go to a bloody bath every damn fight. Like, it won't work out. Like, if I have a question for Khabib. If we have no rounds, you're going to let guys go for like an hour if they don't stop? The scheduling wouldn't work on that. There would be no assigned time for people buying a card. Like, what the fuck is this? They had to change everything in the UFC. It'd be absolutely so dumb. Brainless. It's so stupid. And the guys that are fighting, they're not going to be able to fight for long. Like, if you have, like, 3 fights in a row going, like, 45 fucking minutes and just going at it, you're going to get, it's going to be so bad for them. They won't be able to last long. You know what I mean? That's so stupid. And then also, the training would be majorly different. It'd be focusing less on like the skills, so like jujitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, boxing, all that kind of stuff, weight training, and more on endurance. They're gonna have much more endurance sessions because it's mainly gonna be who has better endurance is gonna win. Because eventually the skill set and skill levels are out the fucking door. It's gonna be who has better endurance, and they're gonna win. Because everyone's good in the UFC, but whoever has better endurance and no round fights is gonna win eventually because skills go out the door when fatigueness kicks in. You know what I mean? It's stupid. And the biggest thing is increased chance of brain damage and CTE. That's the biggest thing. You're constantly getting hits to the head, okay? And you have no rounds. Bro, you get dropped and you're still fighting back. You're gonna keep getting hits to the head. 5 rounds is enough. That's the longest it should be. It shouldn't be like 45 minutes of guys just wailing on each other. That's a much more increased chance of brain damage. And that's so stupid. So that's my opinion on this. That is the dumbest thing the UFC could ever do, but they wouldn't. They just wouldn't do that. And I think that UFC would get banned in many places if they try to do that. So Khabib's delusional, and he's just throwing stuff out there because he's not fighting anymore. Because he wouldn't do good in that either. No fighters would do really good in it. Okay? So it's stupid in my opinion. But that was this video, guys. Comment in the comments down below what you guys think of this topic. Do you guys think this is smart, or you guys think this is brainless like I'm saying? I think most people would agree with me on all the facts I just stated. Okay? So, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment more video ideas in the comments down below. I got you guys like I always say. And let's just be safe out here, guys. Let's keep it the way it is. Stop trying to come up with stupid-ass ideas. You know what I mean? This is getting a little out of hand, okay? But thank you guys for watching and have a blessed day.